Hello everybody, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Goretti. I am the counselor at Butterfly Project. I'm also the owner of Butterfly Project, which has celebrated 10 years this past March 1st, 2022. Super exciting milestone. I have been counseling for over 10 years, however, and I help people with pretty much everything from mental health issues, addictions, domestic violence, relationships, you name it, I've done it all. So I am doing videos for free just to get some education out there on different things that I have done with my clients. These, things are kind of the, cornerstone and the foundation for everything that I do to help my clients. I know this isn't really, like doing one-on-one counseling sessions, but hopefully this information helps, all of you. I would really love that to happen. So I'm going to do my best to come up with as many videos as possible because there is so much information and I can't do it all in one video. So today is going to be just overall. One of the things that I do with my clients, I created something called the Life Pie, and I've been doing that pretty much almost the entire time I've been counseling clients, and it's such a beautiful tool that really helps people see where their life is, where it's been, and, kind of going towards what they want their life to be like. So my goal is helping people to create a holistic, healthy lifestyle, and it's a balanced lifestyle. And my apologies, I do have notes here because I'm not going to be able to remember it all. So in the Life Pie, and now if for anybody who's interested in counseling or coaching sessions, I'm going to post a link down below for my website in the description box, as well some other information, on there. If you'd like some more one-on-one or extensive help, I am also going to be doing classes, courses online. I'm going to expand all of this to help as many people as possible without needing to do counseling one-on-one. I'm also going to be doing group therapy and just different options for people, that maybe can't afford the one-on-one counseling or aren't, able to be able to do that, or maybe don't want to, right? Group counseling is a great alternative, as well as, doing courses online at your own pace, as well as me doing, classes, which can reduce the cost as well. So there's something for everybody here, pretty much, or will be something for everybody here soon. I'm working on it. So, a holistic, healthy lifestyle. What does that include? A few different things. So, probably the biggest item that people are missing in their, what I call Life Pie, is spirituality. So spirituality does consist of our spiritual beliefs, but it's also our relationship with ourselves, with a higher power, whatever that is. I do Christian counseling, but I am going to say that I counsel people of all different belief systems. And so there is zero judgment here. I don't push any of my personal beliefs on anybody. Just so you know, but if people come to me with a certain belief that, like Christianity, for instance, that I have lots of, experience and knowledge in, I will help directly in that area. But what I do is a client-centered approach. So basically that means whatever it is that you believe, whatever is good for your life, I just help guide you in that direction. I don't actually give you direct advice, okay? So spirituality, the reason this is the most important piece is because we all have 4 parts to ourselves, right? So a holistic, healthy lifestyle includes the mind, body, and spirit, okay? So the 4 parts to us is mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So I always tell my clients, if you're just focusing on, your physical health and mental and emotional health, that's all great. But if you're not doing anything with the spiritual health, science has even proven like we all have a spirit, or a soul, whatever you want to call it. Some people think they're separate, doesn't really matter. But that spiritual part of you, it's kind of like going through life with the use of 2 hands and 1 leg. Sure, you'll get through life. Yeah, you'll survive. You'll be okay. But you're not going to experience life in the same way. Okay, so spirituality is crucial. And of all the parts to us, although physically we feel like our body is the most important part, and in a lot of ways it is, but I think equally as important is our spiritual self. Okay, so spirituality, like I was saying, is not really having to only do with religious beliefs. Okay, you can believe whatever you want under the sun. It doesn't matter to me. It's your life. You're accepted here no matter what. And I'll help you in whatever way I can, no matter what. But your spirituality is, what do you believe, right? Do you believe in God, Jesus, a higher power? Do you have other spiritual beliefs? Maybe it is connected to religion. Maybe it is like Buddhism or something like that, but maybe it's not connected to that. Maybe it's just believing in the universe, or that there's somebody bigger out there. Maybe you don't believe in God per se, but a higher power or source, and whatever it is. Maybe it's science. It doesn't really matter. The point is that you need to be connecting with your spirit, that inner part of yourself. That is one of the most important parts of your life. And I always tell my clients, the most important relationship that you have in this world is the relationship with yourself, right? I mean, we're always doing for other people. We invest in other people, our partners, our children, our friends, our family, coworkers, whatever. But what are you investing into yourself? Right? Do we ever really look at that? What do we invest in ourselves? That's the most important thing. The relationship with yourself, right? You cannot, there's all these sayings, you can't give from an empty cup. And you can't. Try it. Right? When we get on a plane, what do they say? For safety purposes, put the mask on you first before your child or the person next to you, elderly person, whatever it is. You're no good to anybody else if you haven't filled your own cup. So spirituality is a big piece of this, and this is something that we need to be connecting with every single day. Even for people who don't really have any spiritual beliefs at all. Like you don't believe in anything, okay? Even those people, you can still connect to your spirit through things like meditation, right? Breathing exercises, just being still, spending time with yourself, okay? So you can still do that. Another piece of people's pie that could be missing is hobbies. We all need them. You need something that you enjoy doing as a hobby, just for fun, okay? And it could be anything. It could be to do with sports, it could be crafts, it could be reading, it could be anything like that. So that's great, but we typically need one of those, which is kind of, just something that we just do to kind of chill out and unwind. But we also need to have something else that we are very passionate about. Now, a passionate hobby that we have can be, and it doesn't have to be called a hobby, I just call it that, but something that we're super passionate about that we do regularly every week, we can, sometimes turn that into our job, okay? I guess for me, that would be one of the things. I didn't really figure out what I wanted to do with my life career-wise until I was about 30 years old. And I had gone through many different careers, did great in them. However, I wasn't passionate about them. And one thing I have always been passionate about is learning, research, educating others, helping others. And so I'm able to do both. And I mean, it, my passion didn't end with, my education in university and then starting my business. It didn't end there. Like, I'm constantly learning and growing and educating myself and researching things so that I can help my clients better, as well as my own personal experiences that I go through, that I work through and overcome, is to help my clients, right? So that's the thing that I'm passionate about, but it needs to be something you're super passionate about. I always, share with my clients too. My daughter, she's super passionate about, arts. Like, she would paint, and then she got into, working with stones, and she's very crafty. So she started jewelry, and it was her hobby. Like, she absolutely loves it. She could, go to school all day, go to work, and then come home, and she's still up doing, her jewelry, making her jewelry. So that's her passion. She actually turned it into a business as well. So, and I'll probably share that link as well for any of you that are interested. So that's super important. Another piece is friends, family. Now, it's important for us to have separate friends from our group friends or partnership friends. We just need that one-on-one time with somebody to listen to us, and it should be something done regularly. If it can't be weekly, at least, a couple times a month. Family is super important. If you have a relationship, there needs to be a separate piece for your partnership. That's very important. What else? How are we doing for time here? I don't want to make this video too long, but I like to talk. So I'm going to have to get quicker at these videos because I'm already at like 12 minutes here. So let's go through this quick. Another important piece, self-care and self-love activities. And the reason these two are separate is because self-care are things like, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, clean clothes, that sort of thing, getting your hair cut, taking care of your skin. Those things are just basic self-care. And the reason some people will have that is if you're struggling with things like anxiety and depression and maybe addictions, self-care is going to be, a struggle for you. And so that's something that we need to focus on. Everybody, however, will have self-love activities in their life pie. And the reason is because self-love activities is doing something for yourself to nurture yourself, to show love to yourself. This is something that, takes just, maybe 20 minutes, but it could be all day, like a day at the spa. This is doing things just for you. And typically it's doing them just with yourself. And the reason is because you're showing love to yourself, but also, when you're doing these things with yourself, you're spending that time with yourself. That relationship that I said is so important with just you, right? So, self-love activities. You need to do at least one a day. They actually recommend us do 3, but everybody has such busy lives. I get that. And so I always say to my clients, at least do 1. And when people say, I'll try, or, oh, I can't find the time, really, you can't find 20 minutes in your day for just you to do something that's just for pure satisfaction, just to love and nurture yourself? That's the cornerstone of self-love, right? When people say, I love myself, do you really? Are you giving time to yourself? Or are you giving time to everybody else and everything else, right? We need to fill our cups first. And that is not selfish. That is self-loving. There's a difference. Selfish is when we do things without a care or concern in the world for anybody else. But self-loving is what we do to nurture ourselves, to connect with that inner part of you, to connect with your spirit, right? To have that relationship with yourself, right? To fill your cup, to give love to yourself. That's what self-love activities are. Another one is work, obviously, is a big piece, or school maybe for people, or it could be stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads or whatever it is that takes that big chunk of your time, work-wise, right? So that's going to be in there. And the other big piece is going to be sleep. Okay. I have learned a lot about sleep. I'm actually going to do a separate video on this because there is so much to the issue of sleep that I didn't realize until, the past 10 years counseling people, doing more research, and especially in the last, couple years, and I would say even the last few months. Sleep affects everything, okay? So with sleep, we typically need 7 to 8 hours. Now, there are some people that can function on a lot less, and that's okay. You know yourself, you know your body. But if you're waking up and you're not feeling completely rested, sorry about that. So if you're not waking up completely rested, then you're not getting enough. Now, research has shown that the average person needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. That's adults, okay? 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night as an adult. And, we're hoping for good quality sleep. That's also important. Like if you're having 7 to 8 hours, but you're tossing and turning, that's really not 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And so 7 to 8 hours is what we need to function. And if you're not getting that, like if you're getting 5 or 6, you're actually being depleted of sleep and you go into what's called a sleep deficit. So think of a bank account, right? So it's like you're owing to your sleep continuously, and it's hard to recover from that. And, in our world with the pandemic and everything, this is so important. Our sleep is so important to every aspect of our life, even weight loss. Okay. Sleep has a big issue. And, I struggled, like I eat, fairly plant-based diet. I lost, quite a bit of weight last summer. And then I, even though eating plant-based was kind of struggling in the last few months, and I've had some changes in my life, and I thought, what is going on? And when I did the research, well, I'm not getting enough sleep, right? I mean, I have a toddler. That's been, probably one of the biggest issues, but he's now starting to, sleep through the night. And I'm like, what is going on? Why can't I move the scale? And it's to do with the sleep. So I'm a night owl. I have to deal with that issue. I absolutely love, like I said, doing research, and, I have lots of hobbies and interests, things that I'm passionate about. And so I need to get, into a routine of going to bed on time. Okay. So sleep 7 to 8 hours. Listen, I practice what I preach, and what I teach people, some of the things, like I know the struggles because I've been there. I'm doing it, right? We're all in this together. We are never a finished product. We are always a work in progress. All of us are a work in progress, okay? Nobody's perfect. We're all a work in progress in one area or multiple areas, right? So another thing that, I do with people is reprogramming negative beliefs. And this is all things that come from our childhood. I will do a separate video on that as well. But a big part of our lives, living this holistic, healthy lifestyle is actually reprogramming our negative beliefs. And this goes, into, again, I'll do another separate video on morning routines, but there's something that we need to do regularly every day to change our belief systems. And these belief systems run our lives. So 95% of our life is run by our subconscious mind. If any of you don't know what that is, that's the part of the brain that is on all the time. When we go to sleep, our conscious mind goes to sleep and the subconscious mind stays awake. Okay? So the subconscious mind is basically where all your programming, that I call it that, happened in your first 7 to 10 years of life. There's a saying, show me a boy at 7 and I'll show you the man. By 7 years old, you're pretty much determined to be the adult you're going to be. Yes, there's some other changes between 7 and 10 and also in, your teenage years, but the majority of you is already determined in those first 7 years. That is crucial. So that's another big piece that I work on people with, is reprogramming their negative beliefs. Like I said, I'll do another separate video on that. However, it is something that you would, need to work one-on-one probably, or take one of my courses or one of my classes to be able to kind of work through. It's that deeper work, right? This other stuff is more the surface level, although very important, hugely important for a holistic lifestyle, right? But the reprogramming of negative beliefs is deeper, much deeper, lots of layers type work. Okay. Another one is nutrition and exercise. Huge, right? Exercise does not need to be going to the gym. You can do other stuff. I love dancing. I love doing yoga. That's exercise for me. Walking. I used to run, but I started having trouble with my knees because of that. So walking is such a great exercise, right? However, in my city right now, we're not doing too much of that because it seems like winter doesn't want to go away this year. This is crazy. But anyway, so walking is a really good one. So find something that you can sustain, that you can continue doing regularly. I will do another separate video specifically on nutrition and exercise. Okay, nutrition is a huge part of our mental health. Of course, our physical health, but also our mental health. And most people don't realize that. So it's not just about eating a balanced diet, which is super important. But the other thing with nutrition is we need to make sure that we're getting the proper minerals, vitamins into our body that we need. Our diet alone will not be able to do that. So we do need a lot of extra in there. Like I said, I'll do another separate video where I go in depth with this. And years ago, actually, my daughter was 6 months old when I went to university to be a personal trainer. So nutrition, diet, exercise, that's something that I'm really educated on. I've done tons of education on it and research over the years as well on that topic. So I'll go into that, later on. Yeah. What else goes into the life pie? That's pretty much it. I think I've covered all of it. So that is that kind of whole health, holistic lifestyle. That is it. This is basically a summary. That's it in a nutshell. I do have a class that's going to come up where I'm going to work on this. I also have this as part of my course, my very first course that I created. Breaking Through the Darkness, which is all about depression. And if anybody is interested in that, I'm going to post a link for that in the description box below as well. That is pretty much that course. If you're dealing with depression, it's not specific to anxiety. It's more depression. I am going to work on an anxiety one too. But anything, if you're struggling with addictions, anything like that, that course will definitely help you. It's a lot cheaper than doing, one-on-one sessions with me, but it's pretty much like the one-on-one sessions that I do with all my clients that's going to be in there, or that is in there. So you get a lot more out of it, and it's a lot less costly. And then it's also something that you have there forever that you can continue, to do it over and over again whenever you need. So, and I actually started doing that was based on my clients' requests that they always ask me, I wish, I had you recorded so that I could hear you over and over again, because sometimes I forget the information or I fall off track and I need to get back on again. And this way you don't have to continue doing counseling, for years and years and years. So I think that is it for this video today. Thank you so much if you watched the entire thing. As always, please like my video, please share my video. If you want to comment below, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. And also, if you could subscribe to my channel, I would absolutely love that. And if you have anybody that you think would benefit from my videos or my work, I would love if you could share my channel with them and my information, and hopefully I can help them as well. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you all. Like I said, lots of stuff's going to be in the description box. I wish you all peace, love, and light. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.